Now, all right, let's get to it. Mic check, mic check. Hold on, let me get my all my sounds up. Get all this out. Hold it, hold it. You back, baby? Let's go. All right, enough of that. All right, last one. We back. Welcome back, y'all. This is Dissecting Dialogue. Remind me what episode this is. I know it's in the 80s. I'll say 85. This is my gut is telling me 85. I'll just correct me if I'm wrong. But either way, turn it down right quick. Woo! Hold up. Let me turn it down. As y'all see, I got the red on, in that festive mode and whatnot. But yeah, in that festive mode, even though I don't partake in that, but man, first I didn't notice that red kind of looks good on me, especially with the gold hitting on it. It's kind of cute. Y'all see the hair, y'all see the growth. Gotta show my native roots. Anyway, but yeah, we are back at it again. Another crazy week. A lot of stuff going on. Kiki Palmer and the Darius dude. That's still trouble in paradise. Still a lot of stuff going on with them. Excuse me. That I don't care to get into. I mean, apparently he said he got some dirt on Kiki, whoever. I don't know. I just always felt that was very weird. That out of the blue, because they're all lovey-dovey, kissy face, blah blah blah, and then all of a sudden he's beating your ass. Like that didn't make any sense to me. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking at it differently. I just thought that was odd. More couple stuff. Cardi B apparently went off on Offset saying he a piece of shit, his ass, all this empty rhetoric that she was saying. I mean, Cardi, it's like you knew who this guy was. And plus, for someone that has the history that you have, you should be the last person talking about any man. That's this, that, and the third. Right? I mean, we don't. It's like the repetitive Ike Tina and Chris Brown reality. Like, I don't want to hear that. I mean, Blueface Christian. I mean, apparently, what happened? What was it? Who was it? Christian? Someone was trying to hit on her or something. Somebody was trying to do something to her. Either way, I mean, that's just more nonsense. But that's not the main nucleus of this show. Let's get into the main topic. Let's get into the juicy details. Let's fire off some shots real quick. Okay. So I sent out a post on my IG like I always do. And for those that remember the movie Beauty and the Beast, right? I'm sure most of y'all remember it. About, Belle, about how her father's kidnapped and that she's locked away in the tower with the prince who's under a curse in order for, him to feel, typical beauty on the inside, not the outside, bullshit narrative, that type of stuff. Anyway, we all know what happens at the end. Eventually, Belle loves who this man is, regardless of how he looks. But if y'all remember the ending, right, when he turns back into a human, if you look at her, at her face, you can tell that she ain't really feeling dude like that. It's like a big clip that's been going around, and like a lot of people are like having like some guesses, like, why is Belle, whatever? After he was scary, vicious, all this stuff, and then when he's a handsome regular guy, all of a sudden, like the fantasy, turns out, it dies down, right? Now, this also reminded me of like how others you see that's going on. I call it like the baby boy effect. For those that know about baby boy, how I met Carrie Jody in the bed, where I was a toxic couple. This is an underrated thought, but it's typical older woman kind of. I don't want to say trying to force a younger man, because it's clear as day that we know that Yvette was significantly older than Jody. And for those that remember the movie, we all know she was significantly older. But it's funny, like, because she was trying to force this 19, 20-year-old to immediately become a man out the blue. But she's still doing kitty stuff, entertaining ex-boyfriends in prison, causing scenes in front of apartment complexes, just wild stuff. Pillow talking. Just it's a bunch of nonsense that she did that no one acknowledged. Right? But people with, eyes and ears knows all about this, right? Very abusive, whatever. But now, how should I put this? It made me think about something, right? I'll tell y'all. I probably told y'all this story, and I'll keep this person anonymous. And it really made me think about something. When I started dating, right, or at least attempted to start dating, I was like 17, 18 years old. I was so awkward. I was such an awkward person. I was like low-key scared to approach certain women sometimes. Shit, you gotta be cautious now because they think every man's a predator. But anyway, her name I'll leave anonymous. Let's just say her name is C. Her name is C. Yeah. Let's just say her name is C. So C wanted me to be this aggressive, rah-rah, macho type of guy, If she said something, yell, scream, maybe curse her some certain way, whatever. And if she started some shit, she wanted me to, protect her. And, in correction, it's nothing, I'm not saying men shouldn't protect their women, right? I do believe in that. I'm saying putting the man, me in this situation, in certain situations where I didn't start it, she did. She would do that a lot. And I wouldn't allow it. Or I wouldn't get to the place where it's violent. But she wanted that type of guy. Right? And it would be numerous. This is when I started to notice it was not a good match. Every other week she would figure out an excuse and a reason to break up with me. Every time. She'll make up some shit to break up with me. And then when I wouldn't want to play her game, and she would say I'm deleting this, deleting that, she'll backdoor and say, do you want to, so you're not going to fight for me? I'm just I'm too, and mind you, she was like a year older than me, approximately. Well, 10 months. Let's just round it to a year. She was a year older than me. Yes, I like older women. But it just really was frustrating because it was we're still in school. It's what are you doing? I don't have time to be playing these little games or whatever. Blah, blah, blah. One thing led to another. We just couldn't mesh. Oh, plot twist. Her ex-boyfriend, who I later found out she was still talking to, texted my phone. And I'm thinking, how did this dude get my phone? And then I'm thinking, duh. But then I just called, why does he have my phone? And she was like, I told him to do it. And I gave it to him. I'm so you're still talking to him. And of course you tell your friends, you go preach to them, saying what's wrong. And then one, who I'll also leave anonymous, was saying well, it ain't like they smashing. dummy, that's not the point. Why are you still in cahoots with this person? Right? If it was reversed, you would feel the same way. But I probably think he was trying to smash my girl, but that's another story. Enough of my trauma. What I'm trying to make is, she told me about how this guy was terrible, said all these mean stuff to her, made her feel worthless. If he made you feel so worthless, why were you still talking to him? If he made you feel bad. And then that's what clicked into me. Certain women like guys that are, in some ways, assholes. That's what made me learn how to realize, the difference from what women say versus what they actually mean. For example, the classic Superman Lois Lane, dynamic. Lois Lane wasn't giving Clark Kent any time of day. Wasn't looking his way, wasn't talking to him, none of that crap, right? Not until she found out he was Superman, then Lois Lane was like, okay, but then Superman wants to be Clark Kent to Lois Lane, but Clark Kent knows that Lois Lane already knows about Superman, so he's like, fuck it, I might as well just be Superman. That's what certain men have to deal with nowadays. Women's fantasy is overpowering the reality. That's what's wrong with the dating market, and that's what's wrong with just relationships in general. It's always fantasy over reality. That's why you got women that say they want to have this type of man that's XYZ in a negative standpoint, super aggressive, blah, 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 but then basically they want like Tupac with a PhD. That's the problem with a lot of most women's fantasies. They don't know how to separate the two. They think that the people that they see, like they want a James St. Patrick ghost type person in real life, which is very rare. And by rare, I mean the shit is not real. Because there's no such thing as a person that does one thing that's like, oh, he's sweet in this. It's a bullshit fantasy that Disney fairy tale stuff has been brainwashed for like decades, and it's coming to fruition now that you actually got women thinking that they are men, or they don't need one, or that they're super predators. But do women want Superman or Clark Kent? Do they want the guy that's in the suit with the glasses that's about his business? Or do they want what makes him feel good even though they put him in danger? I was reading something and they were saying something about how some women like mean guys because they have a lot of these attributes. Let me see if I can get that. See if I can find it. I probably remember the article, but this is what they were saying about some of the men. So a lot of like the women that they say are jerks and assholes, they usually have these things that nice guys don't have. Sure, the jerks and the assholes may be arrogant, cold-hearted, non-agreeable, all these things, but they have bravado, they have confidence. To the women, they have bravado, confidence, a sense of that they know who they are, they show dominance, they have humor, some of them. They're not afraid to tell a joke, They have charisma, they have drive. While as most nice guys, yeah, they may treat you nice, they may treat you with respect, they may walk you to your class or pick up your books or do all these things, but to women, they see them as pushovers, weak, soft, passive, not confident in themselves. And to women, it's a turn off. yes, I can understand where they're coming from. It's also a kind of shitty thing to do. Because why not just tell that man that you ain't really into him instead of just because you know these. That's the funny thing. Some women know what they're doing. They know that the guy they're doing is not like a roughneck type dude, but yet they still tag him along, make him pay for shit, make him do whatever, waste their money with their energy, their time to help them out just because they're bored. But say if it was a verse saying like, "Oh, I don't really like this girl. I just want to smash and just show her off, and then maybe see what I can get from her, and then leave." Then he'll be what's that? Womanizer. Then it'll be a womanizer. But it's that's frowned upon though. It's okay for a woman to play a man. We make fun of the man. We do this. We haha. You gotta play my girl. How you slipping on your. We say all these jokes, but then when it's the opposite way, then it's like the woman's a victim. Woman's a victim. Man's stupid. And trigger warning for those that are tuning in. I bring this example up just to prove my case on like women's psyche because again, I have respect for women. I understand that they create life, they bring life into this world, they're capable of doing many things, but I do think that some need to be held accountable for their actions and what they allow and how they think and whatever. But it brought me to this again. This is a trigger warning. Now, I don't know if y'all saw this movie. What was it called? No Good Deed. And Idris Elba, Taraji P. Henson, right? He played like a murderer, and he was went to Taraji's house, and I guess there's a scene where he wanted to take a shower, and I think he was taking a shower, whatever. And I think she was about to get a shower. I forget what happened, but it was like in a way. No, wait, I think she was taking a shower, but then something happened. They were taking a shower. Let's just say they were taking a shower. Anyway, but then I think he was like really getting close to her, and then Taraji was kind of like, begging, please don't. And then he was like, please what? He was like, you don't have to do this. And then he kind of looked at her like, and then he said, don't flatter yourself. Put some clothes on. And you could see in her face, she was kind of like disappointed. But then I would be like, why would you be disappointed if a person doesn't want to have their way with you? Then that had me thinking, again, this is a trigger warning. So, like I said, it's like the third time I said it, but damn, where's that damn article? So, I don't know how YouTube does it. Oh, drop it. I don't know how YouTube does it, so I'll be careful with my words. No, I'm not. But, so, there's a study about women and rape fantasies. I'll say it. Yeah, erotic rape fantasies. This is like an old study back in like 08. And they're saying that between 31 and 57% of women has had fantasies when they're being forced to have sex against their will. Break that down. 31 to 57%. Let's just do the average, right? 57 plus 31, that's 88, right? Cut that into 44, close to 45, but do black math, that's basically half. So let's just say 45 to 50%, right? Approximately, between those two percentages, damn near half of women has thought about a man having a way. So it makes you think about all these stories you hear about, and again, not saying that all women make it up. Sexual assault is wrong. Not condoning it, not glorifying it. But you gotta admit, some of these women is probably full of shit. Cause like, yeah, cause like I think one dude, what was it? It was this one channel on YouTube that was like asking this chick like, have you ever? Of course he sent it. Like, have you ever had like a fantasy with someone having sex against you? He's like, oh yeah, I have. I don't know why. I'll tell you why. Because no matter how much they try to, you know, compete men and women against each other, women want to do men X, Y, Z. I don't care how much money or how much power or status a woman, you know, says she has. Instinctually, a woman loves to be dominated. I don't care what nobody says. That is why they like the Superman fantasy over Clark Kent. Because in a way, they like feeling like they're damsels in distress and like feeling helpless, scared, because they know that even though this person's scary, or even though I don't know what he's gonna do, or he's so menacing, deep down inside, it's a turn on for them. Watch any gangster movie, watch any action movie, you name it. The woman, even though they're scared of man, they low key are soaking in their drawers because they like that shit. They eat that shit up. Like you see it in like, I mean, you hear some of these women how they talk now about certain men. They openly will tell you they would rather a man beat their ass because it like is a rush for them. They like getting into shootouts because it's a turn on for them, and that regular dudes aren't fun enough. So you rather risk fucking dying, you know, hypothetically, if you have a child with you, you rather risk dying and putting that child in danger than picking a safe dude. Like, come on. And I hate that that's become a normal thing, but it's sad in this day and age that that's a normal thing. But really, it's not really, again, it's not really a normal thing because, shit, probably our parents probably was, I mean, probably had one dude that they wanted to pick, but then they picked who would be that child's father later on because he was, you know, he looked like he was a tough dude, blah, blah, blah. Like, come on, like, I don't get it. But, and I get confused, like, how women have this, like, I hate to say it, like, I'm sorry, women from birth have been raised looking at rose-colored glasses, where everything is a candy shot to them. Everything is like, you know, cotton candy and lollipops. But the thing is, you have the control. You can't. Oh, excuse me. I gotta put this on words. I gotta make sure my shit's showing right. Women have access to the candy shop, but then when they eat up all the candy and lollipops and all the cake and stuff, they want to blame the owner. That's women, how they think when it comes to the type of men they want, the type of situation they get into, you know, say, you know, have a baby and they don't know, or any type of criminal activity, you know, all of a sudden, you see it all the time, all of a sudden the woman doesn't know what happened when the man does some stuff crazy and then they just act like, then again, there's some standing women, but everybody's seen the movies and the TV shows about how the woman that deals with the mob boss or like the criminal, they get a turn on, but then when she be feeling like, oh, I don't know what happened, I wasn't there. Yeah, you knew exactly what happened. You was too caught up in the fantasy of what your man was doing because he was buying you flowers and candy and jewelry, and you didn't care that he murdered this, you know, 18-year-old that was on his way to become the next neuroscientist because he had a gambling problem or he had an addiction. You didn't care about that when you was trying to send your kids to college or give them a scholarship because you maneuvered some way. Then I'm rambling, but y'all get what I'm trying to say. It's good rambling though. It's not like stupid rambling. I'm just saying whatever. I'm still on the point about how, you know, some women, you know, they don't really. Certain women, again, I gotta keep it plain when I say certain women. Certain women don't know what they want. I don't care what everybody say, but men don't know. No, we're pretty much, I mean, for the most part, again, some men trip. The reason why, I mean, women kind of have to play into a fantasy. That's why the makeup industry is booming, hair industry. They put on nails. They got, plastic surgeons. That's why it's big money company because women like to sell an image. They like living a fantasy to lure men in. Since the day of time, women's main currency has been their looks. I don't know what happened to where it became about money instead. That's always been a man's thing. It always confused me. Like I never got that, but I digress, beggars can't be choosers. Beggars cannot be choosers. But yeah, that was very interesting how women just don't know what they want. And another thing too, not on Beauty and the Beast. And this might sound kind of a little over the rails, but are women into bestiality? Do they like a certain type of guy where they kind of look very monstrous or very animalistic, where they look like they're not human? I don't know. I just thought it was interesting. Like, do they just get turned on by freakishly looking individuals that just look like they're not like they look like something off of Men in Black? I don't know. I don't know what it could be. I don't get it. I never did understand it. How some women could just pick and choose, where they could just say they want this type of person, but then just straight up lie. But it's all right. Final thoughts. Now, again, women nowadays, because of social media and all this stupid stuff that goes on, believing in the image and then trying to mask into it. I mean, this whole gender war kind of ruins everything too, because certain women say that they want this guy. Like, whatever happened to that? Whatever happened to a guy just busting his ass, working hard, staying out of trouble, and just getting the guy? That used to be the cool thing to do. I don't know what happened to it. I don't know why, no one said. Maybe I didn't get the memo. Maybe it's me. Maybe I didn't get the memo. Because last time I checked, I thought that was the right thing to do. Be the guy that brings home the bacon, does his thing, stays out of the way. Doesn't matter if he didn't sell dope or he wasn't in the street. It didn't matter. All that matters is, and another thing too, why does it matter what a man does for work? As long as he works and makes money, why does it matter that it's not a 6-figure job, or he's not an athlete, or he's not an entertainer? It shouldn't matter. Like, the dating market is so dumb now to where it's back then you could be in the running of that 5 to 10%, maybe even 15%. Now it's everybody is trying to be that rare commodity. It's stupid. The 6 figures, 6 feet tall or plus, 6 inches down below. That's stupid shit. Come on. It's not even real. Imagine if men have that. Is your body real? Is your face real? Is your nails real? Do you still live with your parents? Is that your car? What else? Are you seeing multiple people at once? Stuff like that. Why don't we get penalized for having standards, but women can have the most unrealistic standards that can't even meet? You know what? It's like, that's what I'm just thought about this. Y'all remember Saw? And you remember like Amanda? How her traps could never be beaten. You know how her traps could like, at least like with Jigsaw, you know, at least his traps, like you would have a chance to escape the traps. You couldn't even get past a clue or like a nugget of like a Amanda trap. Amanda could show you how to where something is, and like you're never gonna find. So I think Amanda's traps was just like Amanda's traps is basically like a woman trying to like figure out what man she wants. It's like you're never gonna meet that type of guy. It's like impossible. You're never gonna find that guy. He doesn't exist. He's irrelevant. He's a make believe character. He's in the cosmos somewhere, pimping out somebody. Like he's not a real person. They're not real. It's not existent. But yeah, it's scary, Like when did we become as a culture that this was the flex? This was the cool thing to do. That you have to basically be a damn criminal to even be considered in the running to get these type of women. And mind you know, they want to gaslight and say, a lot of women, certain women's favorite line, if you broke, why don't you say that? No, you're broke. And I'm not talking about money. I mean, your moral compass is broken. Your logic is in bankruptcy right now. It's convoluted with negative make-believe thoughts. You can start rocking headbands more. But yeah, man, that's my only 2 cents I got on that, man. Yeah. Y'all see me with the red? Oh, before I dip out of here, I had to let y'all know that what happened. I got another. Y'all know about the stuff. I'm about play. It's coming. Working behind the scenes. Shout out Kev. Vincent is coming out December 24th. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to. Let me see. I'm gonna see if I can do something. Maybe the day before. Yeah, maybe like on a Saturday and then post it Sunday, just to make sure I'm meeting whatever. But yeah, that's all I got. But other than that, yeah. Also, what is going on with my sounds? Usually my sounds would be working right now. But anyway, got another gig doing more senior stuff. Got the alley. I think that place coming like January, so yeah, I'm gonna be busy a lot. So I'm gonna try my best to stay consistent, but can't keep all my promises. But I'll try my best to make sure I'm consistent with them. But that is all I got to say on that. Like I said, well, let me know what y'all think. Like, do women want the Superman Clark Kent shtick? Like, do they want the fantasy guy other than the reality? Let me know what y'all think. Appreciate y'all for watching. Like I said, if y'all like this video, like, comment, subscribe, share, do whatever. I'm on Spotify, Anchor, Apple, Twitter. Y'all can find me on Twitter, on this page, IG, whatever. Hey, live's coming soon. That's all I'm saying. The live videos are coming soon. That, I promise. That is going to be a guarantee. But, alright, thank y'all for tuning in, man. And, till next time, peace.